welcome to episode 4 of Messenger of Hope. Or should I say, episode 1 of our brand new miniseries called, drumroll please, The Wonders of the Ocean. This miniseries is about the ocean that covers 70% of our beautiful and spectacular home, planet Earth. But today, this episode, we're going to be talking about sea pollution. Sea pollution is affecting our beautiful ocean by plastic, people polluting plastic, or basically any type of waste into the ocean. And this can harm all sea animals, from fishes to corals. And this is affecting the environment. So today we're gonna be interviewing, as usual, a person from Korea that has experienced this sea pollution, and his name is William Henderson.
I'm from the United States, and I've been living in South Korea since 2004. Let's see. I've been an English teacher here for about 5 years now. Before that, I was in universities, first studying Taekwondo, and then Korean language, and then international trade. And then when I graduated, I moved on to teaching English in 2014.
I've heard that you have been scuba diving for to pick up trash. How long have you been doing that?
I started scuba diving in 2015. Is when I first started scuba diving, but I didn't start picking up trash until 2016, when, as I was moving through the scuba diving course, I finished my basic open water diver course, and then when I moved on to the advanced open water diver course, they had a specialty called a Project Aware specialty, which focuses on removing trash from the ocean while you're scuba diving. So I went scuba diving and I started finding trash in the ocean, and it was just, small random things. I just started putting it in my pocket, and it just grew from there. And I've been doing that ever since.
Have you seen any changes throughout the year, you've been picking up trash? Is it clean?
It's funny you mentioned that, because, last year we had the coronavirus around here, and I was out of work for a lot of time. And so I was able to get down to the ocean and do more work than normal. And I've been cleaning that same area since 2016. And suddenly this year, I'm not quite sure why, there are a lot more marine plants than there usually are. And it's a different species, and they're everywhere. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because the oceans are getting warmer, or the current has changed, or there's more oxygen in the area. But I do notice that this year, there's a lot more plant life than there usually is. And I don't attribute that to my work, but there are some changes happening, and I don't know that I'm affecting that, but the area seems to have a lot more fish, particularly of a couple varieties. I'm seeing a lot more fish earlier in the year than what I normally see. Usually in the spring and early summer, I just see little small baby schools of fish, but really tiny. And then as the year grows on, they kind of grow and get bigger and bigger. And then by fall, there's huge schools of fish. But this year I started seeing, larger fish earlier in the year. So there are changes happening, but I'm not sure that they're related to me. But the area is cleaner, obviously, than it was when I started 5 years ago.
What can we do, to prevent plastic or trash going into the ocean, to prevent all the marine animals from dying?
Well, I think the easiest thing to do is to reduce the amount of plastic that we use. If we reduce the amount of plastic that we use, we reduce the amount that possibly ends up in the ocean. So I think the first step would be to just avoid using plastic as much as possible. Secondly, if we are going to use plastic, we need to figure out ways that we can dispose of it properly. A lot of plastic is recyclable, but it doesn't get recycled, either because it's too dirty, or it's a type of plastic that's too difficult, it's too expensive. Almost all plastic can be recycled, but different ones cost more. And a lot of cities and towns and countries refuse to recycle all plastic because it's too expensive and it's not profitable. Recycling is a profitable business. Somebody's making money somewhere. So if it cuts into the profit to recycle this piece of plastic, then they just simply won't do it. So I believe the first step would be to reduce the usage. Secondly, to figure out ways that we can recycle a bit more. And then if it finds its way into the environment, then we can start actions, which is what I'm doing, which is cleaning. Um, I think as far as people, we can clean the ocean. What I do, I can clean the ocean, and people can clean up trash on the beach. But what I'm finding more and more as time goes on, especially now that my documentary is out and these TV shows and things that come up, is that the inspiration that this work gives other people is having the biggest effect on people. Like I heard that you also were going to take some friends and start a beach cleaning club or something like that, and that's the biggest way that we can change is, of course, doing the actions, but more in that, letting people know through our actions. We can let people know about the issue of marine debris. We can let them know how important it is and hopefully inspire them to take their own action. So there's kind of a pyramid of action where, first, people don't know about the issue, so they have to know about it. And then second of all, they have to care about the issue. A lot of people know about the issue of ocean debris, but it's not important to them for whatever reason. They're busy with their lives or with school, their children, their job, but they know about the issue. But then the next step is to make them care about the issue. Once people care about the issue, the next step is to have them take action in some way, whether they reduce their own plastic usage or they take action like what I'm doing or what you're doing or others, or they just, talk to other people about it and inspire that wave. So I think that's what everybody can do, is to do something, whether they're reducing, they're recycling, they're taking action, or they're trying some way to inspire others to take action.
Okay. Thank you very much for the interview. It was short, but I think this has this can affect at least for our school, and they can learn more about what's happening in the ocean. And thank you very much.
That was it for this episode. Next episode, it's actually not going to be an interview. It's actually going to be just footage of me taking videos of the wonders of the ocean. And that will be a very interesting video. Well, for now, I guess, see you next time. Bye.